Good morning and welcome back. Championship Monday here from Raleigh, North Carolina. WRAL Soccer Park here today. The mixed final, we have Ann Arbor Hybrid taking on Minneapolis Dragon Throwers. Joined here with Kelsey Percy and Mata Kaliande. It's an exciting contest here today, Kelsey. We're getting rolling. Championship Monday.
Yeah, very excited. This whole tournament so far, we've been working towards this final. The two of us worked a lot of the mixed games, and Hybrid and Dragon Thrust have had their challenges throughout the tournament. This has not been, neither of these teams both facing adversity. Neither of them, it was a cakewalk. Both teams very much earning the right to be here in the final. Athletic, deep teams. Looking forward to a good showdown.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Should be a battle of the heavyweights here in this mixed division, and really excited to get rolling here. Having done a couple of Dragon Thrust games in this one, they've really stressed on defensive pressure and applying that pressure, and they feel like their defense is their best part of their game.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be, in my mind, very interesting because for both teams, when asked what their goal is for, both of them want the defense on the field as much as possible. And in theory, you want that, but both of them, they are stressing that as their identity. They both feel they are defensive-minded teams. They think their offense can execute, take care of business, but they want their defense on the field. They want to build that pressure, and they really want to be able to just crack the focus of the other team.
And then for Hybrid, we get a look there at Raymond Liu, who's been a stalwart here for this Hybrid team, and just kind of catalyzing their attack and defense. He's been a really strong point for the Hybrid.
Yeah, so looking at the bracket, the pathway that these teams arrived at this final, you can see there Dragon taking a bit of the inside lane, but with the win over AMP, whereas Hybrid, a little bit more comfortable win over Public Enemy, and then the very comfortable win over Classy. So again, Dragon having a little bit more of that late adversity to get in. We'll see which team is hungrier here in the final.
So take a look at some Hybrid highlights from earlier against Classy. Nice, beautiful throw into space. James Hill able to secure that one, and they've got a myriad of throws in that backfield. Tracy Lowe, Maddie Simcoe have been excellent throwers. Raymond Liu been able to put up some great shots down the field.
Yeah, one player to watch for this Hybrid team is also going to be Kat McGuire. McGuire, a University of Michigan standout. So one of they're still in college, you'll see number 77 there. Kat McGuire, just an athlete and one who's having a really good tournament.
And this one coming down to the wire there at the end. I mean, this Dragon Thrust team, just something to wonder. A lot of great defensive highlights and never gave up.
Yeah, a lot of their highlights coming, again, 2 back-to-back plays there by captain Ryan Vinoka. But the females on this team, the concentration here of Jane Cook is just phenomenal. A lot of good effort. Someone Dragon thinks is having potential to have a really good game on that, again, that defensive. There, the play from Sam Berglund. But one of the captain, Sarah Monshine, force one of the people that Dragon really looks to for energy and focus. And then, of course, the perennial lovely target deep is Byers.
See a beautiful huddle there from Dragon Thrust. The keys to the game, things to look out for. Hybrid, they want to use their athleticism and they want to stay gritty. They feel like they've got the personality and the personnel here on this team to kind of get into this game and really leave an impact.
Yeah, so talking to some of our reporters, people that have been following these two teams around, they really felt that whoever starts out on defense might have an edge, that there's a lot of momentum to be won right here in this first half. And so both teams will be really aware of that. Looks like Dragon will be the first to start on defense. So it'll be really interesting to see if that prediction stays true. If Dragon can come out hot, they can really put the pressure on Hybrid. In this heat and continued humidity, teams, just like we saw in the women's final, it's very difficult to respond. You have to create that energy, and it might leave you lacking later on in the game.
So we are awaiting opening pull here in the mixed final. See the O-line there for Hybrid, James Highsmith, along with Tracy Lowe, Adam Strotberg, Raymond Liu, Kat McGuire as well. Let's see what the O-line here of Hybrid can shake up here in this opening point.
Yeah, McGuire's been super consistent for Hybrid on this O-line, but definitely one of the players that they might consider crossing over if the game gets tight later on.
And looks like the usual customers there for Dragon Thrust, Berglund to pull.
Looks like Captain Brian Vanuka assigning some matchups here for this line. Having been with the team, I believe close to 5 years now, he will have seen a lot of these matchups many times.
So we're underway here, 2022 Pro Championship mixed final. First pull going out of bounds, so giving Hybrid an opportunity to set up. Highsmith, the setup here for Hybrid.
So anytime you start from the brick mark, a little bit of a calmer start. Gives the defense an opportunity to set up.
So nice, pretty around early underneath. And the stack here for Hybrid a little bit closer. Initially good downfield defense here from Dragon Thrust. Simcoe is finding McGuire, and now they're looking to make their move.
Now, Hybrid so far staying very disciplined in a vertical stack and really resetting through a lot of their male matching players, but executing some of this downfield yardage game with their female matching players.
Just continue to work the disc around, and an excellent job here by Dragon Thrust down the field, but Hybrid, like Kelsey said, very patient moving the disc around. Just continuing to work it down the line. Stoutberg finding Tracy Lowe.
Tracy doing a nice job of shaking free.
And an easy little strike cut there from Kat McGuire. And Hybrid's on the board first here in the final.
Yeah, I love the lefty flick there. It can happen so quick. The defense doesn't even have time to respond to what might ordinarily be a righty backhand. Still, I use the word preponderance, just a much larger number of right-handed players still in the game. And so when you have those left-handed players, it changes the angles. It changes the response time. You'll see that some on Dragon's offense as well. Both Caleb Denacor and Charlie Schuwa are left-handed. Denacor as a hybrid, Schuwa there typically as a handle, but player that can push up field very successfully.
Just take another look at it, and just a pretty throw there from Tracy Lowe. And almost at that release where you would throw a pump fake, the defender kind of shifted over, and a great cut across the front pylon.
By McGuire.
All smiles there from Kat McGuire. So there it is, the first clean hold there. The game goes to Hybrid. Let's see what kind of answer Dragon Thrust has.
Dragon able to slow down, but not necessarily challenge just yet. Didn't look like any of those throws were particularly under pressure. So again, curious here, Dragon featured a little bit of a handler dominator. It looks like they are attempting to get some momentum and maybe scramble the defense from that, using Denacor's speed to attack.
See Denacor and Byers, who have often connected all this weekend, continue to work it down. They've carved up some serious yardage, and then we have a foul down the field.
You put your body in the way. Like, I didn't have enough time to react to the way you took yourself. I feel like we were both changing. Okay.
Okay. The ruling, you have to take a position on the shoe that was done.
So a good spirited discussion there between Emma Peasley and Charlotte Wilson. I believe the foul will be upheld. Disc will stay there with Dragon Thrust, about 15 yards here from the end zone. So continue to work it around. Nice upline there by Peasley. This is where it becomes incredibly hard here, very close to the end zone. Able for to jam it up, but able to work it up to tie the game at 1 apiece.
Yeah, so definitely not the smoothest point that we have seen from Dragon Thrust. They can do a much better job of using the full width of the field. They spent a significant portion of that point just within, that 5 yards of the sideline. If they do not make that adjustment, they will make it too easy for Hybrid. Hybrid doing a really good job, though, of loosening up. You'll see the handles looking to take up more, handle defenders looking to take up more space there and making it extremely difficult, keeping those windows small for Dragon.
Yes, Maria Erica Taylor punches that one in, striking up line. It's a good crowd on hand here for the mixed final. But you make a great point there. If Dragon Thrust is going to continue to, work their offense, they can ill afford to be so pinched there on the sideline. They've got to work it around. It just becomes increasingly difficult.
Dragon did look to swing, but what they were missing there was the continuation to go the rest of the way across the field. They're going to have that cut coming, and they're going to have to hit that look in order to swing the defense around and open things back up again.
So pull here from Sheeta. Raymond Liu to pick up. 1-1 here in this mixed final in the early minutes.
And so earlier in this tournament, Dragon was running.
So the disc continued to move around.
A big effort there from Bergmeyer, but was just shy.
The big huck put up, a great defense in the backfield. As Monshine able to corral the disc. Vanuco rearing back for a big flick. Good fake.
Yeah, winds up, draws the defense, but ends up looking to reset. And a little bit of a bobble there from Jane Cook, unusual.
Yeah, just uncharacteristic there from Jane Cook.
So Dragon getting the early first break opportunity. One of the things I was starting to mention is that Dragon ran more of 2 full defensive lines.
You see a deep hook put up into space in the end zone with one hand coming down. Maddie Simcoe makes it 2-1.
Jane Cook was in the area, but the shot just delivered perfectly to Simcoe. Cook really never had a play on the disc.
That's an absolute trust throw. I mean, you understand you've got the right receiver, the right target there racing downfield. Just put it up. Let her go make a play.
Absolutely. So we've seen 2 different faces of Dragon so far this tournament. One in which they had a large number of break opportunities and couldn't really execute them. So that counterattack, just stumbling, making unusual errors, not even falling to pressure from the offense when on D. And we've seen Dragon when they are just clicking, firing, and they look absolutely deadly on the counterattack. So if Dragon wants to win this final, we are going to have to see that second iteration of Dragon.
See that first great block, and then just a mishandle there from Cook.
I think it's maybe coming cross-body, momentum just carrying it out of hands, kind of getting tangled.
And almost the picture-perfect throw there by McGuire. Is Simcoe able to come down with that one?
So something I'll be interested to see going through here. As I said, Dragon is potentially tightening their lines. They ran 2 full defensive rotations, and instead that second defensive line, we saw Cook for a second time, and again Vinoka and Bergmeyer. One of the strengths of Dragon is their depth. They're going to need to balance putting their talent on the field, but also keeping fresh legs.
Peasley, a nice little handoff here to Klein as they look to get into that little dominator set. Klein surveying. So far, good downfield defense here from Hybrid, and Denacor not able to handle that low throw. So Gift going over to Hybrid, short field.
Denacor very close to the sideline there. and I think unable to slow down and catch at the same time. So already 2 errors from Dragon.
Let's continue to work it around. Disc now with James Hill. Looking for a reset, finally able to find Shapinski. Great reach to keep possession alive.
Some good defense from Josh Klein, really forcing the handle set back.
And a nice swim move there from Shapinski. Is Hybrid looking to march down the field?
Hybrid in the red zone, but a little clustered on the front. They may need to clean things up if they're going to be able to successfully counterattack.
A big floaty around on the doorstep now as we have a call made down the field.
Disc should stay.
Disc tapped back in. Really needing a reset here now. A high release. Lefty flick into the end zone there for a break. Hybrid up 3-1.
So Hybrid here pouring on the early defensive pressure, able to execute when Dragon is making errors. And Dragon going into this midfield huddle, one of the things they're definitely going to be saying is it's us. It's controllables. But Hybrid right now riding this energy wave, you know they want to be in the hunt for a second break.
And what seemed like it was lost there on that point is you see that low throw. Denicourt not able to handle it and toe the sideline. Great job there by Sarah Nitz.
Yeah, and those low ankle throws, so challenging. Love the up on the toe.
A little one-legged high release flick into the end zone there for the score.
Yeah, I don't see that very often. I like that.
Just like that, a 2-point advantage here for Hybrid in the mixed final. See what kind of adjustments Dragon Thrust brings in. They're talking it out. What do you think right now they're discussing? What can change here in the last couple of points?
Yeah, the Dragon team very much, especially the players that have found themselves on the O-line, very much students of the game. Players that are wanting to discuss, make those adjustments, really wanting to communicate with each other and be able to anticipate successfully where they are in the field. Dragon will put out a rebound line. Looks like the only player who will be staying is Marty Adams, but otherwise crossing over a lot of defensive players, but players that have had reps together on offense.
Look how deep the stack is for Dragon Thrust. Is Hybrid really sitting in those lanes. An inside throw, and Fanuka able to come out with it.
I loved the real defensive awareness from the female Hybrid player, especially with a big shouldered figure like Fanuka in that area.
And so far in this one, there hasn't really been too much wind, but it's still pretty hot out there on the turf. It feels like it's 93. The turf will do that, an extra 10 degrees. Players having to stay mentally checked in. And Fanuka unleashes a forehand into space. Sims able to get under it.
Sims has Taylor in the end zone, but she'll be patient. She'll look to reset instead.
Now Sims trying to find an outlet, an inside throw. This one just too high. And the costly mistake right there near the end zone there for Dragon Thrust.
And that, I think, can really be credited both to the hustle on defense from Hybrid, but also the lack of discipline from Dragon. They needed to clear space, so whoever was coming into that reset space for Sims could have area to cut into, and instead it was just a crowd.
The Hybrid trying to get the disc off, and now a deep puck put into space. Going up, a great block there by Marty Adams.
Dragon looked, the cutter set really looked too deep this last point, especially as the handlers were having to reset back, losing yards in order to maintain possession. They're going to need to have better positioning here at this second attempt.
That deep look was intended there for Axel Gami Contreras. Now working it down the line here to Cheetah.
Cheetah has been very solid in the air so far this tournament.
So Springs there in the semifinal there from Cheetah. This Dragon Thrust in a similar position, but great effort. But a foul was called.
Looks like it will be no contest from the hybrid player.
Looks like that was Nora Mertz.
Yeah, Nora Mertz definitely pouring on the pressure.
Great defense there to slip in. Jake Staslicki there with the block.
Yeah, pretty hard to get a step on Brian Vinoka. Really good effort there from Staslicki.
So they continue to work the disc down the sideline, a little cluttered. See an open reset. Hybrid having a little trouble, but they're continuing to work it down this line.
Hybrid in this red zone. Dragon is going to have to find some energy in order to stop the bleeding.
Myriad of fakes there from Staslicki. Daxel Gami, and then he delivers a backhand strike.
Another break
4-1
from
hybrid over Dragon Thrust.
Another break from hybrid. And this is what hybrid wanted. Again, talking about being a defensive team and just really wanting to apply pressure to get the other team out of their rhythm. They know Dragon, they know what they're capable of, they know what their defense can do. Keeping the defense off the field, making their offense have to adjust, and just really relying on the athleticism that we saw featured so heavily in that point.
So you could hear there in the background the hybrid player saying it's break time for hybrid, back-to-back breaks. Gami just calmly delivering a strike there to Charlotte Wilson. So now 4-1. So I believe both teams will take a heat timeout.
Yeah, so we are in a heat timeout right now. Reminder for any players or audience joining us, because of the high heat and humidity, heat timeouts at 4 and 12.
So break chances has been the biggest thing, I think, right there on that board that really sticks out to me. 2 for 3, and then the total turnovers. Dragon Thrust, 4 turnovers so far in this early matchup.
Yeah, so far one of the sloppiest starts that they have had. We've definitely seen better from them. But yeah, holds, clean holds, break chances, just not enough. And hybrid really driving, overall performing, executing at a higher level right now.
You see the animated huddle there from Dragon Thrust?
Yeah, Coach Carlos. A really welcome addition. He brings a lot of experience and intelligence. Long feature with the YCC programs in the Minnesota area, and also coached to the PUL team Minnesota Strike.
You see just some little mental areas right there that usually kind of don't happen there for Dragon Thrust. Just a little overthrow on the inside, a little bail out, and then just even better defense sliding in to get that block.
Yeah, I think that throw came in a little flat. Had it been further to the inside, more to the positioning, the correct shoulder of Vinoka. But again, the pressure being applied by this hybrid defense, forcing that was her best option in the moment.
Hybrid right now, all smiles there on the sideline. So they're continuing to pour it on here. 4-1 is your score in this one. We still await an answer from Dragon Thrust.
And we've seen in these games, sometimes all it takes is one. You've got to get the hold. You've got to get your defense back out there. You have to start building some energy again. 4-1, that margin can be cut down really quickly, but you allow that to continue to expand. And again, in this heat, this humidity, the energy you have to expend to climb back out just starts to increase and become unsurmountable.
See the usual suspects there on the O-line there for Dragon Thrust. Trying to make a difference in this game, get back on the board. And if you're hybrid, you just want to continue the momentum. You got to continue to run that break train. As we wait for play to resume. Just a beautiful day here for Frisbee here in Raleigh, North Carolina.
I know players are appreciating the little bit of cloud cover that's dropping it just by 5 or 6 degrees.
Shade makes an absolutely huge difference. It's been a really hot weekend.
Yeah, we'll take Real Feel 93 over Real Feel 105 any day of the week.
Now Dragon Thrust looking to get across midfield. A disc put up here for Denacor. He's turning on the jets to get to it and just barely out of his hands.
Oh, that toss by Glader was a good look. Denacor had the steps, and Lord, he's got the acceleration. A huge explosion in speed from Denacor, just coming up short.
It would have been a really close one. I think he would have been able to kind of drag his feet. It would have been very close. That last foot looked like it may have been on the line. And a bid to keep possession alive there for Hybrid. So they're continuing to work it. Perhaps looking to get another break.
I think Theo Shapinski there with that saving grab for Hybrid.
Another great bid to keep possession alive.
Yeah, Shapinski here getting very familiar with the turf.
Looks like that is Nathan Champeau. 42.
Credit to Champeau.
So pick is called down the field. Continue to look. A nice inside now to Shapinski. On the doorstep here, once again, Hybrid. Shapinski, a nice move to shake loose.
Yeah, Nitz is in the vicinity, but she'll clear out, making room. Hybrid being very disciplined here in the red zone.
Love to go up another point, and a high throw, but reeled in there for the score.
Sarah Nitz there. Made an aggressive move, stutter stepped, and Byers took her eyes off and then moves again aggressively. Nitz with the score, getting big air there to go up. Another break for Hybrid.
All smiles right now for Hybrid as they continue to pour it on here in the final. They're up 5-1.
Dragon Thrust, a team that has been very hot and cold. Hybrid, similar. Hybrid facing, again, some adversity earlier on in the pool. But looking like a team who has just found their groove and is on a roll. I mean, in your mind, what can Dragon do to get out of this? Do you maybe shake up your lines a little bit, or do you just trust your players to find that step and then continue to build?
I think you just got to trust what you've done so far that has gotten you to this point. As you take a second look here at this replay, just a nice high throw and coming down with it. Nitz.
Yeah, beautiful hair here from Nitz. Let's watch her go up again.
Nice undercut to get open. As I was saying, Dragon Thrust, in order to get back in this game, I think they just got to continue to play their game. The simple mistakes has been the costly ones that really put them down in this one. A couple of throwaways and a couple of drops. The ones that you usually like that are 60-40, I feel like for your team, they've just been little mental errors.
Yeah, and that definitely was one of the game differences in the previous women's match as well. I do think massive props to teams that when there's trash, go in and find it. We haven't seen that be a factor yet in this game, primarily just athleticism, saving grabs, but all small factors that in a game can make or break energy and momentum.
And good concentration to keep that one alive.
Sarah Monchain there with a good recovery.
It's a nice scuba over the top as they continue to work. Dragon Thrust moving the disc around. This one just a little too high, and great pursuit of the disc to knock it down for Hybrid.
Jane Cook was in the area, almost able to make the save, but instead Maya Hernandez with the emphatic smack.
Now another deep throw to the end zone. It's break time for Hybrid once again, 6-1. Justin Perticone there with the score.
And Hybrid is just rolling. At this rate, we might see them take half. They're 2 away, and just Dragon has not found their composure on offense. Hybrid pouring on the defensive pressure and then the immediate counterattack. And so far, I'd love to see so far just being really consistent on their looks deep.
I believe that was Axel Agami there on the throw and the assist to the end zone. But 6-1, wow, what a turn of events. Hybrid just completely pouring it on. And this throw just got a little too high.
Yeah.
Great pursuit by Meyer Hernandez.
Hernandez there, just the smackdown, and then this gorgeous shot.
I'm talking stride for stride. And what touch there by Axel Agami Contreras.
Yeah, curving right into the hands of Perticone.
6-1 is your score if you're just tuning in. 5 total turnovers there for Dragon Thrust, and 3 for 4 on break chances there for Hybrid.
Yeah, Hybrid so far playing that clean game. Only 2 turnovers, able to successfully get all of them back so far. Execution and energy, pressure.
Reminder, Breakmark is on a mission to give away 1,000 free reversibles. That's right, 1,000 free reversibles. Help us achieve our goal and earn entry into a contest for fabulous team prize. Breakmark wants to give away over 1,000 free reversibles this fall. Find out how on breakmark.com. See the fans in the stands getting to watch just a dominant performance here by Hybrid so far.
Yeah. So for those not aware, Hybrid, a team from Ann Arbor, Michigan, a team that doesn't have as maybe long a history, especially as this Dragon team that's been around for over a decade. But so far, Hybrid, the team showing the aggression, applying the pressure, and Dragon really struggling for composure. They need to get their legs underneath them, form that counterattack, and potentially that crossover we saw pulling Vanuka over to bolster Neil Hankey as well. But the trust in the ladies, Byers, Peasley, and then Taylor back to center the disc.
Good movement here from Dragon Thrust. An early big huck in the air. Byers in the space looking to read it, and a great rejection there by Sarah Nitz.
Yeah, Nitz had already showed that she can go up and get the disc. Dragon trying to challenge her dominance in the air. Byers usually a favorite target and one who is able successfully, I think if it were a foot race, Byers wins, but in the air, Nitz just able to take it away.
Yeah, both really long strides. The way Nitz teed this one up, putting that one away, a no-fly zone when 3 is back in the deep space for Hybrid.
So another break opportunity here for Hybrid. Dragon offensive line really needing to take care of business and apply more pressure than they have been able to.
Then Steslake with some trouble. So we have a call, a stall called. So as the stall is being discussed,
the disc was out before the 10, so it's going to stay there. Stays there.
So the players did choose to go to the observer. Observer ruling that the disc was released before stall 10, and so Hybrid will maintain possession.
So the disc will be there with Riley Kuznicki. And great job underneath. Was it up there by Steslake? And we're going to have another discussion.
That was difficult to say. He definitely got a hand on it. It's whether or not it hit the ground first. Definitely spent a lot of time on the ground underneath him. So I think saying that he never lost possession.
I had a really good view of that. Okay. Observer rolling, it is down. Okay.
Yeah, it looked like that one may have slid underneath and his hand rolled over, but the observer is going to rule that one down. So extremely short field now for Dragon Thrust.
Potentially saying that the front edge hit before he was able to achieve possession. So, yeah, exactly as you were saying, short field, a real opportunity. Dragon absolutely has to punch this one in.
Schuweiler, nice cut open there by Vanuka. And finally, Dragon Thrust are back on the board. They put one up, 6-2, cutting into that deficit.
Yeah, Vanuka is Dragon Thrust's absolute favorite cutter to put isolated in the front of that end zone. He has explosive movement, a really fast first step or two. And as captain of this team, a lot of trust from his teammates. They love to cross him over to defense. They love his addition to the counterattack. But when they need to get a point on the board, very much a trusted choice to bring over to that offense to stabilize things.
And if you're hybrid there, you've got to keep your heads up. I mean, that was 4 straight breaks. That was a big break train there for hybrid. Your defense did what it was supposed to do, and that was a really great angle there on that attempt by Steslicki. It looked like the disc, the front end of it just slid across the turf, and he rolled over it with his hand. It's a great call there from the observers.
Yeah, and another highlight to the hybrid team, they still got a break opportunity. They still were able to put that pressure, apply. A little bit of a miscue, one of the first ones we've really seen from them so far. But yeah, a lot of high, a lot to be hyped about for this hybrid team so far.
So a couple of relaxing points there for the O-line of hybrid. We'll get to see another look at them. Center to low. And a pick call down the field.
Your turn.
This will be coming in on 3. Looking for the reset. Stack set up really deep now for hybrid. It's Raymond Liu had to go deep. Now they're looking to carve up some yardage. So they continue to work around. Liu looking for the reset.
Got to be high stall count now. But they find the release valve in low.
Good job by Liu to show.
Yeah, both teams so far, and there it is. So that is the first truly successful all the way across swing that we've seen. Both teams really being successful in keeping the other team pinned to 1/2 or 1/3 of the field.
Low back around once again.
Oh, that lefty flick just opening up the field for hybrid, making it so much harder for the defense.
This is Simcoe.
The high release, I love it.
Stoutberg back to low. There's good movement right now from hybrid. So he's starting to look to get into that flow state as they approach the end zone, but just out of the reach there of Lowe.
Yeah, Lowe just doing so much work for this hybrid offense. Super reliable, but outside of her range, yeah, just a little bit more touch. Oh, and she will take an injury break. Maybe lost some breath there on that attempt to keep the disc live.
Yeah, got the wind knocked out of her. It's a good attempt at the layout, just could not bring it in.
Yeah, that throw executed by Adam Stoutberg. Definitely the target you want to throw to, but just a little past.
Let's hope Lowe is all right and we'll be able to re-enter the game at a later point.
So it looks like Denacor will come in for Jordan Taylor. Dragon taking advantage of the substitution match. Get some fresh legs on the field for this counterattack.
Now an immediate deep look down the field in space, and a great job by Bergmeyer to get under it.
Yeah, Simcoe really tried to take position there and made Bergmeyer have to work so much harder to keep that disc.
Denacor trying to help Johnson out here with the reset. Berglund. Really tight pressure. Now going down the line. Liu is in the area to intercept the pass.
Yeah, a little bit of an overthrow from Vinoka. Berglund was striking up line. I think Vinoka just wanting to, sometimes you get big eyes. You see the end zone, you know it's there, but instead setting it up where Liu could just poach off. Kind of a risky throw. Better just to keep the possession and shorten up the up line.
There we have another injury. Looked like Mark Winton there for hybrid checking off. Liu will be with the disc, coming in on 1.
Yeah, looks like Berglund taking a sub in. Cheetah coming in for Berglund.
Big swing across the middle. Working out of their own end zone. Hybrid really needing some options, and they're carving up yards down the field. Some contact.
Yeah, interesting choice from Denecor. I'm not sure why he took that backward space around for the player. And also interesting, you could see him start to reposition himself. We talked about that yesterday. If in a stoppage, it's rare that a defensive player won't take advantage and end up with better positioning than they had in the first place. Denecor there playing very honest.
And to that avail, it's almost like an intentional foul. There, you know, stopping the momentum. I mean, it's not intentional, but just trying to get back on the mark, and it did stop the momentum there of Hybrid just for a split second. And a great layout there by Simcoe to keep it alive, then immediately shoots one into the end zone. Axel Agami Contreras comes down with it for Hybrid, 7-2.
Simcoe with the huge save and must have just taken that adrenaline and pumped it into that throw. Gorgeous shot. There were defenders in the area. Bergmeyer, who's been dangerous in the air. Sarah Monshine got the under positioning, but it's the Hybrid player who comes down.
From one highlight play, as you hear the sheesh sound effects there and yells from the sideline as Simcoe with an excellent reach and grab on the layout.
And Contreras there, that's his second, has 2 assists already on the day and now his first goal. He's packing up the stat sheet.
You know, Axel Agami and Contreras, one of the highlights on this Hybrid team, a really standout player. On that OSU Leadbelly team as well, doing an excellent job of pouring it on for Hybrid here in this final. It must be that bucket hat to bucket hat connection there on the sideline. Just a really great full extension bid, and then the green light to send it to Axel in the end zone. Just the windshield wiper sky.
Yeah,
You'd love to see it.
I love the edge. I love the shape. Far enough that Monshine really didn't have enough play. Inside shoulder of her cutter. Not too much. Again, we've seen several players throw out the back of this end zone. Hybrid within 1 from half.
Pull there from Champeau. Into Byers, Dragon Thrust trying to answer and cut into the deficit. Now Byers unleashes a forehand. It's floating in the space. And coming out of nowhere with the rejection is Champeau.
Yeah, Champeau has just been huge, really flexing his athleticism so far in this first half. Marty Adams was the intended recipient potentially for that deep, but there was just a crowd of other players in the end zone.
So now a break opportunity now for Hybrid to perhaps take the half. Champeau here with the disc. Now he'll unleash a forehand. It's blading into space, and it will be read correctly. Hybrid knocking on the doorstep, looking to set up their end zone. Perticone here with the disc. Nice blade into space and caught with 2 hands by Shapinski. There's the half there for Hybrid, 8-2.
What a powerful showing from Hybrid here in this first half. Everything is clicking, everything is going right. They are in the air, they are getting low, pulling up all of the trash and the saving throws. They have just hit their stride.
It's been all Hybrid here in this first half, especially defensively, as they continue to say it's break time for Hybrid. It surely is. So we take a second look. Byers the first initial play, and then Champeau coming out of nowhere back on frame to get the D. And Perticone to Shapinski in the end zone, hence why Hybrid has this lead, 8-2 going into the half. We'll be back shortly right here on UltiWorld.
The last 50 years have seen a lot of positive change
around a whole range of important issues.
And some things remain reassuringly unchanged.
Like the spirit of our game. Ultimate is 50 years young
and still a perfect circle
of fair play,
athletic pursuit,
and camaraderie.
In fact, Ultimate was a social network
before social networks even existed.
Respetamos nuestras diferencias
and understand the value that they add.
The revolution of the disc in flight continues to prove
that there's nothing we can't achieve
when we
pull together.
Long live Ultimate.
Larga vida Ultimate.
Long live Ultimate.
You know a thing or two about some good-looking dogs.
Yes.
Right? You were at a dog show yesterday.
Yes.
And a dog show. I should say.
Yes. I have been showing dogs for about 16 years now. Oh my gosh. There was just a Callahan scored by Love Tractor.
James showing Love Tractor a free chance at a goal. Of the Scuba. Walter just gets it past. And a layup block by Bergley. Unmarked fade, tries to float it in. Throw to space for Richmond, and the speedster turns on the Jets. Lines up a hammer. And cross field for the score. Heather Watt towards the end zone, and a flying catch by Zach Nager. No surprise to see them look deep early, trying to test Gregerson.
Oh my goodness.
Doyle picking up the acoustic, showing off the power.
Now Shame looking to come back the other way.
Fleming finds a target downfield and puts that deep for a big grab. Scuba and Weiss.
Early big up from Kevin Coulter. Going up and making the grab, Nick Snuska. Going another big grab in the end zone.
And welcome back here, the 2022 Pro Champs here at halftime. Hybrid up 8-2 over Dragon Thrust in the mixed final. We're going to send it down to Daniel Prentice here with Carlos Lopez, the Dragon Thrust coach.
With Dragon Thrust coach Carlos Lopez. Coach, tough first half for your team, offensively in particular. What is Hybrid doing to cause you guys so many problems?
Yeah, they're big and athletic and power to them. They're helping out deep with all of our deep shots. And, you know, that's kind of been our bread and butter all weekend. And we just got to make the adjustment. We got unders all day that we're going to start to hit.
It also felt like the O-line defensively really struggled to slow down Hybrid, allowing a pretty high break conversion rate. How can the team turn that around?
Again, they're big, athletic, fast, and they love to just go on the turn, so we just got to be a little bit more heads up on the turn and start to tighten up on those resets, specifically on those rounds.
Is there one thing you can do to make sure that the team can believe they can come back and win this game?
Oh, we're always in the game. There's no doubt in our mind that we can make a comeback, and we're looking to do it. It just starts with energy on the sideline, so we're excited for the second half.
Coach, thanks so much. Adekale and Kelsey.
Thanks, Daniel. Let's see if they can capitalize here as we take a look at those stats from the first half. 5 for 7 on break chances there for Hybrid. Not many break chances there for Dragon Thrust, which has been to their dismay. And the turnover battle, that has been really the thing to highlight. 9 total turnovers there for Dragon Thrust.
Yeah, so if you're Dragon Thrust, 9 turnovers is extremely frustrating. A couple, again, there has been excellent defensive pressure from Hybrid. There have definitely been some earned Ds, but I would estimate at least half of those are Dragon execution errors. And so they're saying that, you know, these are, we can be within ourselves. We can hit these hands, throw these throws. We have to start there. We have to start with the things that we can change and get ourselves back into the game.
And I love what Coach Carlos Lopez said there. Daniel asked him, what do you think is going to be the thing that gets you back in this game? Do you guys still believe that you can come back? And he said, we're always in any game we play, we're always in any game that we play. And I think that's a big thing there for Dragon Thrust to believe in. They've got to believe like they can come back in this game, and they got to come out and start doing the small things.
Yeah, Dragon Thrust has the capacity for the energy. Getting a look here at some of the Pony players. Pony will be in our next round, the men's final there at 1 o'clock. Looking at Marcus Brownlee, Ben Yacht.
Antoine Dave's there. And that's going to be an exciting matchup there at 1 o'clock, playing Truck Stop in the men's final. Make sure you stay tuned for that here on Ulti World.
Yeah, Pony and Truck Stop just featuring a dazzling array of known names, very skilled players. Both teams with a just lockstep offense capacity, you know, capable of playing clinical, but again, the depth of talent that they can pour on the defense. And speaking of that defense, Dragon sideline working here to pick up the energy, get their team fired up. They have to come out hot. It is not an option, or they are done in this game.
Yeah, and this is a good start for them to come out here on O and see if they can crack the code of this Hybrid defense.
Yeah, Hybrid, of course, completely happy to remain on defense.
Some good movement early on. Schuweiler for Johnson.
Yeah, Schuweiler was actually one of Coach Carlos's picks of someone he thought would have a stellar game and who has had a stellar tournament. Not the maybe the most explosive player, but there, just as I say it, Schuweiler with the big dive for the score.
What a shifty cut to get open there from Schuweiler. Just continued to work and finally got the up line. And just an amazing bid in the end zone for the score, and that's going to jack up your sideline.
Yeah, Schuweiler doing exactly what his team needed to. He really drove that point. Schuweiler already had an assist on this game and now adding a goal to his stat. Yeah, love the fake for the around. Schuweiler has been so consistent as a release valve for this Dragon handle set. And so I think the defense really anticipating him to move into that space, instead striking up line, making it an easy toss for his teammate.
Great moves there from Schuweiler.
And a little camera love from Schuweiler too.
Saying hello to all his friends and family watching at home. Dragon Thrust trying to battle back. 8-3 is your score here in this mixed final. Dragon Thrust trying to come out here with some momentum in the second half, and Hybrid just looking to do more of the same that worked so well in that first half.
Yeah, if Dragon is able to apply pressure here, get another break opportunity, again, they've had one, couldn't strike. But if they're able to do it here, they would be able to cut the lead to 4 and then be half of Hybrid's score. But if Hybrid goes up 9, again, that's still a big hill to climb.
Nice deep pull. Will be centered there to James Highsmith. Big around.
Yeah, interesting to see the center to Highsmith. Highsmith, we've seen more downfield. Might be a choice to clear, however, him and his defender out of the deep space.
Gonna go crossfield, finally get it. As Hybrid continuing to work it out, back to Lou. Finally able to get some forward momentum across midfield. And now it's starting to move the disc.
And McGuire and Simcoe continuing to be incredibly effective. Tracy Lowe, that release valve in the handle set. Currently no one back for a reset for Hybrid.
Having some trouble, but able to find Lou. The safety blanket now up ahead to the end zone there for the score is Kat McGuire. As Hybrid continue to roll 9-3.
Yeah, Kat McGuire, everything promised to us at the beginning of the game. She's got 2 goals, she's got an assist, and she just has speed that Dragon has not been able to shut down.
Some good work there from Hybrid. Looked like initially very good defense from Dragon Thrust down the field, making it a little bit difficult for Hybrid to get forward momentum. But they are able to crack the code and continue to work it down. Once again, Lou finding, racing upline McGuire. Once again, really good turnout here for everyone here at this tournament. Really good to see how many friends, fans, and family have shown out to support their teams. So now looking to match the effort, and maybe that will translate to more defensive points here for Dragon Thrust. They've got to make a stand now. 6 points deficit, that's a big hill to climb.
Yeah, so Dragon continuing, keeping the core of their line. You've got Schuweiler, Klein, Adam still out there, but Hankey, someone that they crossed over for a couple of offensive points, but not typically on their opening. Byers and Peasley, along with Taylor, the female matching players for this line.
It's Klein here with the disc to continue to work it out in his dominator set. A small ball up ahead to Klein. Now Klein will shoot one deep into space, looking for Byers. And what a connection into the end zone there for the score is Byers. 9-4.
And that almost looked like a play call. So Dragon did a really nice job moving the disc up towards the middle part of the field, a little bit centered, cleared a cutter out of the way. Byers coming from the 2 or 3 spot in the stack, attacking deep. Also, all the male matching players cleared out by the Dragon players, so there was no one to really pressure that cut from Byers. Beautifully done. No Nora Mertz in the area to pressure that either. Sorry, Sarah Nitz was the player making the first tee.
Just a lot of small ball movements, able to kind of move the disc around, and then finally getting open. It's Josh Klein on the up line.
That power position there.
Just in stride. Great cut there from Byers.
Yeah. And Byers getting the open space that she thrives in. So that's what Dragon needed. That's a little bit of the Dragon mojo back in form.
Yeah, that's something that we've grown accustomed to seeing, is them be able to kind of dictate when they want to take those deep shots. Something that wasn't really happening there in that first half.
Yeah. They've done a really good job previously in the tournament of picking those times when they've really successfully cleared out that space for their choice cutter instead of throwing into the crowd. So we'd love to see more of that from Dragon.
We said earlier, let's see if that momentum continues as Tenacor racing down the field to stop the first throw.
Arriving almost at the same time as the throw itself. huge effort from Denecor.
So Hybrid looking to get in their set. Out wide there to Simcoe.
And I like the crossover of Denecor. Dragon really needing to put pressure on.
Big backhand put out into space. Will it be red and just out of the fingertips there, Sarah Nitz.
Sarah Nitz, who's been so good in the air. Sarah Nitz, who has really played also a lot of defense for this Hybrid team and been very successful. She was the one who previously had the D on
Byers.
Byers, yes, thank you. And you would be my choice of a target downfield if you're sending that shot deep.
Just out of her fingertips. Cheetah now looking as you hear the around calls there from Johnson.
So Dragon with the break opportunity here that they desperately need, but they have got to execute.
Now looking, Bergmeyer to continue to work the disc around Cheetah. And Hybrid playing really deep, not really close on the mark, trying to cut off the spaces. Very poachy.
Yeah, a lot of poaches taking up a great deal of space. Dragon really wasn't able to take advantage of those poaches.
Bergmeyer having trouble, finally finds Cheetah for a reset. Big around for Johnson.
Losing a lot of yards there. The stack needs to adjust. They are too deep right now.
As they look to be 30, maybe 40 yards ahead. And now a trust throw low in the turf. Cook able to dig it up.
And I say too deep. Dragon has really chosen to set their stack deep often, I think deliberately, to try and gain more yards, but often against teams against whom they had a significant athletic advantage. I wonder if that will backfire in this matchup against Hybrid.
Great run through D there by Kat McGuire, and she's off to the races.
McGuire adding, she is just coloring up the stat sheet here.
Lou, they're looking to get a hold now, Hybrid. Now Lou puts one floating up in the air here for Simcoe. Not able to get the full jump enough needed. A great help defense there by Denecor.
Yeah, Sims doing a nice job of setting the position there, and Denecor there to get the help. So another break opportunity here if Dragon's able to get it. Again, they're within that 4. So crucial for Dragon here.
Sheena going to pick up the disc. Now immediately sends one cross field looking for Denecor. There's 2 bodies in the way, but it does not matter. A grown man catch there by Caleb Denecor, and immediately putting it into the end zone for an even better layout.
Sarah Monshine there.
Is it up? Yes, it will be. A much needed break there for Dragon Thrust. And there's going to be a discussion. It will stand.
And that is the break that Dragon needed. Huge effort there. Sarah Nitz in the area, but Denecor able to come up over her lanky frame, sends it out to space, and Sarah Monshine with the huge, just absolutely monstrous effort, survives through contact and able to keep it up.
Just take a second look at this one. I mean, doesn't matter, 2 bodies on him. Denecor rising up to the challenge, and then immediately out of that and delivers a beautiful flick into space in the clap catch in the end zone. Just a miraculous play. A great sequence of events there for Dragon Thrust.
Monshine saying, I'm not letting go of this until you tell me it's good. I'm going to wait right here.
Thumbs up there for Monshine. Dragon Thrust finally getting some momentum their way, and there it is. I mean, big plays equals big momentum, big swings. Let's see if they can ride that wave and start to battle back in this one.
And this is Dragon's chance to really execute the game plan that they were wanting, which is get their defense out there, get the energy. Both of these teams, again, wanting to ride the energy of their defense, but only one defense can be out there at a time.
So 9-5 is your score if you're just tuning in.
Now it looks like they're crossing over Byers. We see Hendrickson out there, one of the first times we've seen her this game. They'll put Taylor and the speed of Jamie Glader as well.
Nice rolling pull by Berglund. Axel Gami having to catch that one off the bounce. So we're awaiting Play resume, no mark there on the disc.
Yeah, a little bit of a zone look here, kind of triangling the middle of the field, but playing honest person in the deep space.
And they're leaving the free reset there for hybrid at almost all times. They're really trying to cover that middle of the field.
Yeah, currently no stall count whatsoever.
As they continue to work it down the sideline, they're past midfield. Into Champeau.
Hybrid doing
Axel.
a nice job of playing fully side to side, making Dragon defend the entire field.
They're really working the full width of the field. And now a blading left-handed huck, and denied, but it's still floating in the area very close to the fence.
Kat McGuire almost got a hand on that. Safe from the fence, but just couldn't keep her feet in. Good defense there from Hendrickson.
So Dragon thrust. Maybe another break opportunity. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Yeah. This is just what the doctor ordered from Dragon thrust, but they've got to take advantage of it. They have to execute.
Nice swing to the outside. Now for reset, Berglund. There are a couple of Dragon thrust players that are poached. And this one denied there by Champeau, and that will be a clean block.
Yeah, that very long yardage-seeking throw intended for Vinoka, but the hybrid pressure just able to take it back away.
Nice cut there from Champeau to shake loose.
Loving this Champeau-Vinoka matchup. Their athleticism is just so high.
It's almost like they're
coming on 4. Okay, coming on 4.
So the disc will be coming on 4. It's almost like they're playing themselves. They play that same kind of position, the same style of play.
Just ankle breaking.
Champeau putting up a trust throw here for Axel Agami, and he will tiptoe the back line and punch it in.
Oh, Taylor got a finger on it, but Agami would not be denied.
Contreras, excellent concentration there in the back of the end zone. 10-5 is your score.
So frustrating as a defender. When you make the effort, you find the disc, you get the read, you make the contact, and a lot of people will respond, "We'll catch your Ds." It's not always possible. Sometimes it is everything you can do just to get that fingertip, and sometimes that's enough. Here, Taylor making a monumental effort, but Contreras chasing it down, keeping the toes in. Man, Contreras with all the big efforts, and I feel like some of the big momentum swing moments here in this first half.
Don't let that, small stature fool you there for Axel Agami Contreras. Kid is a baller there for hybrid. Been able to go up in the air as we see right here, just ripping it down. And he's got excellent concentration as well, as we see in this last play. Good box out. And look at the pursuit of the Frisbee. Able to keep it alive.
The look to the observer saying, "You saw it." Yeah, the look for confirmation. And potentially a trust show there, because Contreras did not have separation whatsoever. And not an imposing stature in Contreras, but the athleticism, the ability to get up in the air, and also the timing of just snatching the disc.
2 goals and 2 assists on the day. Can't teach that. Shining in those big moments.
And here at the finals.
10-5 here in the finals. Dragon thrust, a little bit of momentum here in the second half, the last couple points. Looking to capitalize and continue that upward trend. So you have a call made. This will stay there with Hankey. So far, nothing in the middle of the field currently for Dragon thrust.
Yeah, both teams, I think, electing to play some soft defense down the field, looking to really take up as much space as possible. You see the hybrid male matching player, they're flashing off. Dragon at least able to take advantage of the poach and attacking the other side of the field.
See this swung over there to Hankey. On this near sideline, Peasley. It's a pick call down the field.
Yeah, Hybrid just doing such a superb job of really pressuring resets, pressuring downfield, taking away so many of the options that Dragon is wanting.
Schuweiler looking for a reset. Finally able to find Denicourt down the field. Now Denicourt, one of those beautiful lefty forehands into space.
Dragon staying very patient, but also having to work very hard this offensive point.
Now Denicourt, a hammer cross field, blading in just too much tail as there was a wide open hanky.
Yeah, I think Hanky had some separation, definitely a wide open side of the end zone, and Denicourt's eye is just a little big there.
Now an immediate standstill backhand into space, racing towards the disc, but great pursuit there from Dragon.
That throw intended for Nitz.
Emma Poyer, I believe, getting the D there for Dragon thrust.
Yeah, Poyer's had a good weekend, not a name that we've said yet so far this broadcast. But Poyer, again, part of the depth of this Dragon roster, that they have so many players that they can bring off the bench that can have an immediate impact in the game.
Schuweiler inside. Kelsey said that Hybrid is really pinching down there in the middle. There's nothing really available.
And you'll see number 55, Sean Clark, just kind of seesawing across. He's got the Marty Adams matchup, and Hybrid is choosing to let Adams go loose, but Dragon not really able to gain yards off of that. So far a very successful poach for Hybrid.
Hanky looking down the sideline now for Peasley. As they continue to work the disc around. It's been a great defensive point there for Hybrid. Now up the sideline, I'm not sure. Marty Adams got a foot in, and it will be OB.
Oh, the huge effort there. Marty Adams can get up, and he did, but not anywhere close to the field.
Shapinski putting one up in the air. Denicourt read it the whole way, and a little tap to get on the stat sheet as well.
So one of our longer, kind of sloppier points, but full of big effort. I like that these aren't just misexecution turns. The majority of them really are coming from the pressure that both team is able to bring to bear. But Dragon, I will have to say, they need to start moving at a faster tempo. They can't afford for these long points. They're running out of time if they are going to catch up to Hybrid here in the second half.
Schuweiler calling an immediate timeout as soon as he brought it up to the front line of the end zone. 10-5 is your score, and Kelsey said this was probably the longest point we've seen so far in this game.
I like the energy that Dragon is playing with. They look more like their form. Definitely a higher ceiling for Dragon here. Hybrid hasn't really lost any pace, still playing with energy. Still, I think, playing the better defensive game of the two. You can see the Dragon players looking to stay hype and keep energy high.
We saw what Denicourt was looking there, just a little too out in front. And great defense by Poyer in the backfield. And Adams just outside the line there to keep it in for possession.
Oh, the toe was reaching. Line is out, folks. He can try, but it just wasn't there.
And then the last deep shot there from Shapinski. Denicourt read it the whole way.
I mean, everything that we asked for, the athleticism of both these teams, love it when it shines.
Yeah, both teams really reaching deep into the tank right now, especially Dragon Thrust as they're down 5, trying to get a hold, and then see if that will translate there to the defense. Hybrid, on the other hand, trying to continue to wreak havoc and perhaps increase their lead. Denicourt going up.
Pop-up throws have to be kind of nerve-wracking.
This one a little bit lower, but Adams able to handle it. Peasley now looking upfield.
Peasley's been working very hard in these out and undercuts.
And so a foul is going to be called. I believe Mertz going to talk things out.
So we're rolling. Is that it was a foul? There was contact. It's just catching the disc. Okay.
So there was contact, and the disc there will stay with Erica Taylor.
Yeah, Erica Taylor has just been so reliable. Really the reset that Dragon has needed all weekend. A little less effective this game, and again, credit to the athleticism. But look at that step around.
A hanky crossfield shot in the area. What a great read by Hybrid. And now they're looking to run.
Yeah, the crossover player shots have not been working out for Dragon. I would love to see them go back to working around. The effort from Emma Beasley to seal off there.
So now they're back and forth. Once again, this is a Dragon thrust O-line point, and they're looking to punch it in. Now a short field to work with. Down the field here for Schuweiler. And there it is, DeHanke for the score. Dragon thrust puts it in. 10-6 is your score.
So I'm going to venture an opinion here. I think that so far a lot of the energy effectiveness has come from the male matching players for Dragon. I think one of the reasons they are out of this game right now is that the hybrid females, for once, look more athletic, look more dominant, and they are currently owning their space in the field.
I think that's a great point as we take a second look. The upline cut, Schuweiler. Pump fake, then into Hanke. And I think that's a great point. We really haven't seen a team, test, cook, Byers.
So I would argue, and here Schuweiler, I would argue Peasley is open, but again, not trusting the pressure. Maybe the cut timing, that she was getting there a little bit too soon, Schuweiler having to choose. Respect to her that she cleared out quickly, making the space available for Hanke. But the frustration of Peasley was one of those players I mentioned. She's doing hard work. She's making these big cut spaces. And right before the previous turn, that was the first time she had been open on one of those big unders in quite a while. Again, wondering if that large yardage gain from the deep set stack that Dragon has really favored is hampering them in this game, and if they need to reset and change their attack slightly. But Dragon stating that they really didn't want to change their game plan. They wanted to play within their system. But Hybrid, I think, making them need to question it.
So we continue Hybrid trying to take advantage. Low. Good movement so far here from Hybrid. Finally able to get some yards downfield. Liu.
I love Jane Cook occupying the deep space. She gave assist to Jason Cheetah and was letting Kat McGuire just kind of stay in the stack. Cook not worried about catching up until McGuire engaged again.
Still now looking like they're at a standstill.
Yeah,
a pick is called.
We found a little bit of an amoeba form in the middle of the field.
Liu waiting for someone to cut deep and finally gets that deep cutter, and it's in the area and able to secure it. There is McGuire. McGuire now surveying into Low. Now Low, a lefty around. Promising spot, then the inside there for Simcoe as Hybrid punches another one in.
Simcoe taking care of business. Again, the female matching players for Hybrid have just been phenomenal. They've been scoring, they've been Dean, they've been opening up the reset space. They have just been so reliable and explosive to boot.
Yeah, I think the best word you said there is relentless. They have not, gone off the challenge. They've been able to step up to it offensively, defensively, and they've been putting on a dominant performance here in this mixed final here at 2022 Pro Champs.
So Hybrid up 11 over Dragon. Dragon yet to make it to half, as it were, but showing more energy, showing more spark. Would love to see them, again, continue to rise. We love a competitive final. But so far, Hybrid with both the comfortable advantage, but not letting their foot off the pedal. They are continuing to just pour on the energy, effort, and executing, again, so highly.
Nice throw there from Winton over to over to Simcoe there in the end zone. So Hybrid up 11-6. Dragon Thrust looking to answer here offensively. Shampoo there on the pull.
Deep pull, sending Klein far back into the end zone.
So looking to go small ball.
And I like the Dragon hasn't, oh, that's rough, hasn't given up on that just energy building initial attack from the handle set. But I haven't seen it executed yet this game getting to the next.
Axel Gami-Contreras looking to lead this D-line and capitalize. So this one swung around in a trip, a mistake there from Hybrid, a very short field. There's a pick called down the field. So very just nonchalant turnovers there from both teams. Big around, and this one D'd up. I think it will be clean. Quick pickup there for Hybrid.
Yeah, and that was Shampoo again.
And what a great job, but just coming out there the last second.
Now that was Jamie Glader there. Glader, not the most physical player. More often seen competing now in the Masters division, but so experienced in the spacing.
Meyer Hernandez almost coming up with the miraculous play there in the end zone, but now Dragon Thrust. They've got the disc back. They're trying to work it around.
Stacked so deep still.
So looking to work it around now to claim power position. Claim a myriad of fakes to that forehand side. Denacor able to find Peasley.
Peasley's hard work finally being rewarded.
Just continue to work it around.
Byers is hanging out in the swing space. Again, would love to see Dragon use more the width of the field.
Denacor thought about another hammer. Inside, they continue to work it around now. Up to Peasley on the strike cut. And there it is there for Dragon Thrust. Finally paid off their patience. 11-7 is your score.
Oh, and Peasley worked so hard. Had cuts coming under, found some success on the break side. But again, finally, legs winning her matchup after the good defensive effort there on the far side from Jamie Glader as well.
Nice throw from Klein to Peasley there in the end zone.
The Dragon women finding their separation. I think maybe just the mark not being set. Hybrid player wasn't on the correct side and so unable to shut that down.
Peasley, 1 goal and 1 assist so far here in this game. Trying to will her team back on.
I see players, they've been out here, they've been working hard, now enjoying both the spectacle of this mixed final and the food from the very delicious food trucks that we've been enjoying this weekend. Love that we're getting to explore some of the Raleigh food scene.
It's a great food scene here in Raleigh. Hybrid now looking to continue feasting. They're up 11-7, but need an answer here for Dragon Thrust. Finoka there to pull.
Anoka famous for his flick pull, and it will sail deep, deep, deep in the end zone.
A lot of hang time on that one, and Highsmith over to Simcoe. Simcoe by her lonesome. No stall count. Finally able to work it down the sideline.
Dragon still hunting for a recipe for success, having flexed Marty Adams over to this defensive line. But again, really needing the female matching players to apply pressure.
Ahead to Lou. Blew around in space to Simcoe. Now Simcoe fires a shot, puts up a blade. It's going to float in the area, and that one just denied by Vinoka.
And the captain rises again.
It's a straight denial, straight down, no chance to rebound.
Yeah, Stotberg looked wide open. Vinoka was not nearby, but able to close, find the disc, and make that back foot read for the D. So another break opportunity here, and a really crucial one if Dragon is going to close this gap.
And Adams swung over there to Hendrickson. Continue to work it around now. Bergmeyer. Pick is called. Up the line there to Johnson. So far, good patience here from Dragon Thrust. And now a deep shot here from Johnson in the space, but there's a herd of hybrid players there in the background to make the D. It's a tough look there for Dragon Thrust. Great defense from hybrid.
And I usually like the attack from the handle space to the deep, but the hybrid players just recognizing that that was coming and just completely eating up and occupying the space. So another chance for a hybrid hold.
A double D there, I believe, by Poyer getting in the fray. Good job of running through that disc.
Yeah, maybe a little close to the sideline, slowing Kat McGuire down. McGuire, who has been such a force for this hybrid team. Poyer coming up big in the second half.
Inside there for Vinoka. He's got a couple of options, looking to spread out. Now a Scuba over the top, and what a great extension to keep it alive by Johnson. Are you kidding me?
Oh, huge effort from Johnson. And interesting, we had hands flying up, Vinoka surveying, checking each part, and instead it's the Scuba to Johnson and the big saving. You can see the relief there from Vinoka. Thank you for saving my bacon.
Look at this toe drag there from Johnson. Toeing the sideline, and just great concentration to come down with the disc and be aware of your foot placement.
And just like that, Dragon is within 3. This is the closest they have been to hybrid this half. 7 minutes before the soft cap. If Dragon can ride this a little bit more, but again, they have to be executing. They cannot have these long points if they're going to continue to close this gap, but they are inching closer.
So bailout, Scuba over the top, and look at that toe drag there from Johnson. Concentration, a little kick spike Selly, as that was much needed there for Dragon Thrust. So Smiles there from the sideline. They're looking to battle back in this one. What was once a 6-point advantage here for hybrid.
And you can see in the body posture, you can see the looseness, the energy still up on the sideline. But yeah, but neither team, you can't let up right here. Just a number of points until the final here. Gonna have to grind it out to the end.
Yeah, it's gotta be now though, with 6 minutes until soft cap. So continue to work the disc around, a high release to the low for the around. And a slipping hybrid player. Good pursuit of this. So this is another prime opportunity now for Dragon Thrust to put one on the board and get a break. Cheetah the inside. It's floating in the space and even worked out better. Threading the needle. That's a break there for Dragon Thrust. 11-9 is your score.
And I thought that was a missed execution, but no, it slides safely into the hands of the awaiting Jordan Taylor, the former Sub-Zero men's Minneapolis teammates, Cheetah and Jordan Taylor, celebrating. That's a one-stop shop for Dragon, and they are within, right here within 2.
It's a great play. Probably not how you drew it up there. Quickly in the D-line, trying to score, but hey, a score is a score. And they're back into this contest here in the mixed final. Quick hybrid timeout. Looking to talk things over here.
Yeah, and it can be really tough when you've had such a dominant performance. You know you've proved you have the athleticism, you have the catches and throws, and the game's not quite breaking your way. You know Dragon got here because they're a good team. And so now you've got to come back, find your feet again.
And if you're just tuning in once again, Dragon Thrust battling back in this one. I'll show you the last couple of scores. Nice inside, then Klein finding Peasley in the end zone there for the score. Dragon Thrust battling back.
Yeah, Peasley there finding the break space. The mark not where it should be. Vinoco, so many options, but it's the scooper to Johnson and the toe saving drag. Big celebration, and then this laser all the way across field, finding the safe hands of Jordan Taylor.
It's big time here in this mixed final. Slowly becoming the game that we expected, a close-fought battle. 11-9 is the score, but hybrid, what kind of answer, what kind of counter move do they have? Look at the crossover there defensively for Dragon Thrust. Byers, Cook coming in to the D-line.
Denacor as well. Jason Cheetah will take the pull. Let's see also who hybrid. Again, hybrid just a little less energy. You can see it in the body posture of just that slight tenseness of like, okay, we've got to do it now.
Denacor looking to be the first one down to stop the first throw. Trying to tell the stack to move closer. No stall. All the time in the world to place a throw.
A very space-eating, poachy look here from Dragon. Not working about gender matching at all. Instead looking to eat up and take away options underneath.
Let's continue to work it around. Byers
taking the Simcoe matchup.
Continue to float around.
And I love this Cook-McGuire matchup.
McGuire now looking for the round, able to squeeze one through. Cook's arms. Simcoe up ahead for Lowe. Able to toe the sideline. Now Lowe putting one up into space. And Cheetah, a great job of racing back to make the play, even through the contact.
And that looks like a lot of contact. I worried there about maybe a head or a neck strike, but Cheetah looking very calm, confident. He'll immediately pick up to move the disc.
Look to get it out of their own end zone, perhaps get another break. Vinoco.
Had Cook going deep, but instead he'll elect to swing to Cheetah.
No one really cutting underneath and finally able to free up. Now over to Vinoco. Denacor looks to go deep.
Hard to look that off. But Dragon staying very patient here. They know how crucial this is. They break here, it's down to one.
Vinoco, big grab in space.
Oh, that's Vinoco now. I think that was Tanner Barkis previously.
And Vinoco putting it up there for Cook. Cook going down and catching it. 11-10, they're back within one.
And this the first time this game that Dragon has thrown into the crowd, and it is the Dragon player that emerges victorious. And there we've got some Sub-Zero making some noise for their hometown team.
So we've got a game here in this mixed final. 11-10 is your score. Dragon Thrust slowly coming back into this game.
Oh, and Cook all over that point, putting a lot of pressure on that Kat McGuire matchup with her mark, and then using her legs, attacking the deep space, presenting those options. Dragon within one. We've got ourselves a game. Let's go.
You see that incredible block there by Cheetah. Just stepping into the fray, even through the contact. Vinoco, trust throw, knowing he's got Jane Cook there in the end zone.
McGuire was in the area. Simcoe was closing in. Lou as well, but it's Jane Cook that comes down with the disc. Big grin from Cook.
So if you're hybrid now, Kelsey, do you elect to change anything up currently?
I mean, we've said, so this is an important tournament. This is one of the big opportunities to get reps against elite teams. This is not nationals. You have to trust your systems. These are teams where you have to check the medal. What you might do, though, keep the core of your offensive line, but cross over a player or two like Contreras here to just add a little bit of spark. You know, who's having a hot game, put them in, let them get your offense going.
So Hybrid trying to settle in and get the offense going. You see Axel Agami Contreras floating over here to the O-line. Good defense downfield. Now Shapinski continuing to move it. There to Sarah Nitz. Nitz working up the line, and that one denied there by Berglund.
And Nitz had maybe a little bit too of a high release there, just a little casual. Needed to be sharper or needed to be swung around. Hybrid finding out the struggles of staying pinned on the sideline.
Now Berglund immediately sends a forehand into space. Vinoka trying to come up with it, and yes, he does, just short of the end zone. And the dump there to Bergmeyer as it's turned 11-11. Dragon Thrust back in this one. It's tied up in the mixed final.
And Dragon Thrust pours off the sideline. That was an enormous grab from Vinoka. Bergmeyer right there with him. What a heartbreaker. Hybrid up 6 and now tied 11.
So we're going to Universe Point here in this mixed final. What a turn of events here in the second half.
I would not have called this. In the half, Dragon just looked so flat, but as Coach Carlos said, they're always in this game. And look what they've been able to achieve.
Just a trust throw, putting it out into space. Vinoka going up, tall and strong, coming down with it. And just the wherewithal to get back and dump it off there for Bergmeyer for the score. So 11-11, a game to 12 now, Universe Point. Who wants to come away with this one? What an exciting contest. It's a great point, Kelsey. Vinoka, he's got that dog in him. 1 goal, 3 assists, 1 block so far. It's been absolutely a difference maker here for this Dragon Thrust team.
Oh, what a change. I mean, look at the energy. We talked about the fantastic athleticism of both of these teams. The women in hybrid really shining in the first half and there into the beginning of the second half. But Dragon Thrust just relentless, continuing to attack, taking advantage, stewarding possession of the disc when they were given those break opportunities much better here in the second half. And also getting the opportunities in the first place.
Hundreds of dollars for jerseys. In this economy, Breakmark has full kit bundles starting at $75, and they're giving away reversibles for free, too. Better get to breakmark.com before it's too late. So 11-11 here in this game. I believe a heat timeout was called, and it should go off there at the 12th point, but since it's the Universe Point, both teams looking to talk things out.
So there we see Coach Carlos on the field. He's got to be ecstatic, but again, Dragon has to take a business. So if you're Dragon, if you're hybrid, who do you put out? Ultimate Point. We've had some big efforts and shows from a lot of players. We'll see there. Josh Klain. Josh Klain, actually a classmate of standout Emma Peasley. Peasley has been so valuable. Klain and Peasley connecting for one of those score here in the second half.
So Universe Point, I think you've just got to put the best 7 on both sides. Who wants it more here in this championship final?
Seeing there Hendrickson and Taylor, high spirits, and this is, you know, you've worked to this point, you've given it your all, you're leaving everything on the field. This is what it comes down to. So it looks like we'll see Nertz, we'll see Lou, Contreras, of course, Champeau. Coach Carlos giving the pep talk.
Looks like Vinoka to pull this one down, and I'm sure Denacor is going to be the first one down there on the pull.
Marty Adams could love this, and I don't know which side we're on, but the choice to go 3-4, the choice to really highlight the ladies in this point, this has been where so much of the battle has been fought here in this mixed game. So we've got Nertz, we've got McGuire, Simcoe, of course, for hybrid.
Nice pull there by Vinoka in the center of the end zone.
Would love to see another run through D from Denacor. He's done it before.
Swung over. Big fake with no mark by Champeau. And Axel Agami Contreras, and Simcoe, hybrid carving up yardage now. Simcoe weighing her options. Elects for a Blady flick around, and that one just going to the turf.
And the first error, no, I misspeak. An unfortunate error. Simcoe, who's just had such a volume of touches.
Johnson up ahead, a contested catch.
Monshine keeps it alive.
Back to Johnson.
A little slow to start is Dragon here.
Vinoka. Now needing some help. A hammer cross field. This one's dangerous. Some contact.
And it's so tough if you're a Dragon to not look for just the one throw quick strike. You want this over, but you've got to value the disc. And that hammer cross field, just an opportunity for this dangerous play to happen. And I think that is the current discussion of was it a dangerous play? Who was in what space?
Yeah, that's very tough. Even in slow-mo, looked like a bang-bang play.
And so for having this conversation, and I think there's a good chance Lou got to the disc, but I also think that he's coming in a space where he can't do it without contact, and without contact that Monshine can necessarily see.
Sure. So we are somewhat in disagreement. No one is confident enough to make a ruling on that in terms of the foul. So we're just going to send it back. Okay.
So the disc will go back to Vinoka. Good discussion there from the observers, as well as Monshine and Lou.
And equipment timeouts, not a thing in Ultimate, but Monshine taking it.
Vinoka will control the disc now for Dragon Thrust.
So everything on the line here for Dragon Thrust. They have an opportunity to break. They're going to have to really latch in here. Red zone.
Cook down the line to Vinoka, able to drag his heel in. So it will be inbounds right here on the doorstep of the end zone.
Will Dragon Thrust punch it in? Will they look to swing? A lot of options here, but Hybrid has been so effective at applying pressure when Dragon's on the sideline.
Vinoka weighing his options, now elects for another floating hammer into Marty Adams. Cook looking to cut, now a big around to Johnson. Inbounds, that's the game winner there for the score. The dagger. Dragon Thrust completes the comeback and to win 2022 Pro Champs.
Celebration there from Sub-Zero as well, and celebration on the field for Minneapolis Dragon Thrust. Hybrid fought long, they fought hard, they had a monumental lead, but Dragon Thrust just with the mountainous response shutting Hybrid out here in this mixed final.
Just a tough one there for Hybrid, considering how large of a lead they have in this one. But we've talked about it before, just a game of runs and the momentum. Adams finding Johnson here for the game winner.
Johnson with two huge plays here in the second half. She had that toe dragging. This corner just put Johnson's name on it. She owns it.
Great job, and you see the sideline amped up as they pull this comeback off. Down 1, 6 points. Come off and win in Universe Point for the championship. What a game.
What a game. So excited. We're going to get a chance to look here at some of these stats. And if you look at the turnovers, you remember how high Dragon was, able to really clean it up. And instead, Hybrid making all kinds of errors, 11 break chances even, and the 6 breaks executed by Dragon, the difference here in this mixed final.
Yeah, 6 straight goals there for Dragon Thrust and 5 straight breaks.
What a run.
Second half, just completely different team. And whatever the coaches there of Dragon Thrust said in that huddle, it worked. They woke up there in the second half.
Yeah, both of these teams just powerful. The depth, the athleticism, the ability to execute. These are teams that I would expect to see in the semifinals, very least quarters, but definitely semifinals contenders of the national tournament.
Yeah, just a thrilling contest. As you see, they're all amped up there in the huddle. All smiles. But just a great game, both sides.
Any love for these Dragon Thrust jerseys? The color just popping off.
You gotta love when you can read the numbers and the names on the jerseys. Great looking style there from Dragon Thrust. All smiles as they huddle up.
+1 from commentators. Yeah, so heavy hearts for Hybrid, high spirits for Dragon Thrust. Hybrid, so much to celebrate, but what do you do when you have that? It's so tough to have had that lead, to have so much of lead, and you ask what went wrong. But again, an opportunity. This is not the end of the season. Both teams looking still to peak. They still have to rise, looking to stretch their ceiling. And, you know, not this tournament, not one where you want to plateau. This is where you have an opportunity to still make changes, fine-tune, and show up big for the national tournament.
So Dragon Thrust stamping this one this weekend with a 12-11 universe point winner there over Hybrid in the mixed final.
And so any takeaways? Adekale, loved working with you this weekend.
Takeaways, I said it earlier, Brian Vanuka, dog. Look at the way he gets up in some of these plays. He has just been a complete difference maker in the vertical space and defensively. We saw him make a game-winning layout to get to this game yesterday. So he's been an absolute beast out there for Dragon Thrust.
Yeah, when Dragon needs someone to come up big, when they need that consistency, we saw him crossed over to the offense from the D. Big throws, big plays, handling the disc.
So we're going to send it down to Daniel Prentice there with Dragon Thrust player Rachel Johnson. Post-game interview, the game-winning catch there in the end zone.
I'm with Rachel Johnson of Minneapolis Dragon Thrust. Just caught that game-winning goal on an incredible 6-run comeback victory to win pro championships. Rachel, what's going through your mind right now?
A lot of feelings, a lot of emotions. We started out a little slow on the start, and we're able to pick it up at the end, and I'm just happy that it was a team win, and yeah, very exciting to catch the game-winning goal for sure.
Talked to Carlos at halftime. He said the team is always in the game. How did the team believe that at 8-2, and then in the second half when you really were having a hard time cracking into that lead until that last run?
Yeah, this is a very talented team. We had a lot of depth, and really we just needed to get in gear and get going, and yeah, we dug deep and were able to pull it out, and so super excited for the next few tournaments coming up.
Next few tournaments, Nationals is the big one, big win here this weekend. How can you build on that going forward, find similar success at the big dance?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we started throwing some different looks on D, which we'll definitely be working on, relying on at nationals, sectionals, regionals, moving forward, and I think just really working on starting out strong and not have to dig ourselves out of a hole will be a goal of ours moving forward.
Rachel, thank you so much. Adekale Kelsey, back to you.
Thanks, Daniel. Rachel Johnson, all smiles there as they win this one 12-11. 2 goals and 2 crucial goals there at the end, including the game winner.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and this game, not a clean game. Both teams, more errors than they like, but showing that grit, showing the ability to execute on defense. Again, the breaks, the defense, the ability for the offense to regain composure, really where it's at.
In that first half, Hybrid just running away with it. Felt like Hybrid, it was going to be an all-Hybrid showing. But second half teams, you know, they say the second half is the most important half because that closes out the game. And Dragon Thrust proved that here today. They're never out of a contest.
Yeah, what a show. I mean, again, the athleticism on display. Loved this box out, but the, you know, effort there from Denacor, the shot to Monshine. Look at this, gorgeous. Through the contact with the ground, we saw We saw shots deep, we saw skies, we saw blocks, a little bit of everything here in this mixed final.
Vinoka, once again, just a straight robbery, knocking it straight down to the turf. Rachel Johnson extending, full extension, making the layout. Just a game full of highlights in this one. Make sure you stay tuned here. The men's final will be right after this one. We have Pony taking on DC Truck Stop right here in Ultiworld at 1 p.m. Stay tuned for that one. Once again, the final score in this one, Dragon Thrust wins 12-11 here in Pro Champs. Stay tuned right here on Ultiworld.